All right. Well, hey guys, how's it going? It's Mark here, and it's time for our weekly Wednesday. What's up? I have a little too much fun with that, so it's totally fine. Anyway, so I just wanted to just kind of hop on and kind of give you guys just a couple quick things. Sorry, I'm trying to like position the camera in just the right spot. Just a couple quick thoughts for this week as we get ready for Easter, as we lean into what's coming up this weekend. So sorry, my brain's in a couple different places. Anyway, so here we are. We're kind of like leaning into this Easter week, and obviously there's a lot going on, and at the same time there's not a lot going on because we're all stuck in our homes, right? So I just wanted to kind of jump on. I really didn't have like a devotional thought necessarily for you today, but I just wanted to kind of share some reminders. Not really. I mean, I guess you could kind of call them announcements, but it's more like encouragements of how to take advantage of the time that we have between now and Easter. So not that I haven't been spending any time in my devotions, doing the soap reading. Right now we're in the middle of John, and we set it up so that we would do our soap reading one chapter every day, going all the way into Easter. Oh my gosh. And so like basically the end of John should lead us up to Easter Sunday, or at least the chapter. It should be the chapter that Jesus is resurrected. Anyway, so lots of great stuff in John. I'm actually finding more. I love doing the soap reading. I'm finding more through John, doing it as a soap reading, like just reading one chapter a day and digging into it, than I've like almost never seen. Like every day I'm reading a chapter and I'm finding new stuff in there. So it's been really, really good. So I just want to encourage you to do that if you haven't already been doing any kind of devotional reading or Bible reading plan. If you've got the YouVersion app on your phone, it's a great opportunity to even look up some different Bible read plans and stuff, just kind of tagging into Easter. So just make sure you kind of take advantage of something in this particular time as you get ready for that. On the Easter note, in case you weren't aware, TBN, the Trinity Broadcasting Network, TBN On Demand is offering a free viewing, basically, of the Jesus play that Sight and Sound Theaters put out. If you did not get a chance to see that play, it is absolutely phenomenal, and you will definitely want to take advantage of the fact that TBN is releasing that only this weekend. It's only from Friday to Sunday. So I believe you just have to download like the TBN app, like for Roku or something like that. That's what we did. So it should work, but we really haven't figured it out yet because we haven't been able to find it because it's not available till Friday. So, but anyway, you definitely want to check that out. That entire play is so powerful. It's such a phenomenal just demonstration and just an illustration of the story of Jesus. So you don't want to miss it, especially as you're just kind of like preparing your heart and your mind for Easter. So anyway, so a couple things that I just kind of want to throw at you today, and then I'll let you go. The first one is this. If you tuned into our gathering on Sunday, we had talked about needing to create space to listen for God's voice, to hear what he's saying, to tune into him. And so we encouraged you as one of our action steps to just make time every single day this week to just, even if it's just 15, 20 minutes, to just spend some time in worship, to just spend some time listening for God's voice. We made a playlist that's available on Spotify. That if I don't even know how to tell you where to find it other than it's on Spotify under Freedom Church. So, but there's a lot of Freedom Churches out there, so it's really, really hard. But if you're in our regular email loop, then I'm pretty sure we've sent it out there. If you're on our Facebook page, you can go to our Facebook page and find it. It's on there as well. So anyway, so it's just an opportunity for you to make sure you're spending time with God, that you're just to get off, just to turn off the noise, to turn off the distractions, to unplug yourselves, to get yourself out of the routine of the craziness and at least just focusing on God's voice. And so I really want to encourage you to take advantage of that. Make sure you don't have to use our playlist. You can use your own. Just find something just to kind of take 15, 20, 30 minutes or so in worship and just really just worship. Just tune your heart to God's heart, and then sit in, maybe even 5-10 minutes, sit in silence and quiet. Just listen for God's voice. And if you will do that, and I believe if you'll sit there with a journal, then God will speak. and he'll be able to just kind of pour something into you and reveal something to you. So make sure you're taking advantage of that time and that opportunity, especially season where schedule's a little looser now that a lot of us are home and there's not a lot of extra things that are happening. So it would this is the best time to create that routine and create that habit that gets you ready. That it's just something you need in your life so that when life gets back to normal, whatever that means, if that ever happens, then you've got that grounded in you as a good discipline and a habit. So the first thing, just make sure you're kind of digging into a quiet time this week and spending time worshiping and connecting to Jesus. The second thing is, if you're on Facebook or if you're not on Facebook, you don't even have to be on Facebook. If you're on social media anywhere, or even if you're not, we still want to encourage you to share your story videos. We want everybody to share just a 60-second video of basically just how Jesus changed your life. And we want that. We really want everybody to share them on social media, guys. This isn't just something that's happening within a few people. Like, there are churches all across the nation that are doing this in preparation for Easter. So even if you're not on Facebook, we still want you to record. Just take your smartphone, take a camera, just record a 60-second video of how Jesus changed your life, of the difference he's made in your heart, in your life, man. You know, it doesn't have to take very long. It doesn't have to be very complicated. It's just enough that you just kind of get the point across that, hey, this is what my life was like before Jesus. This is the difference that he's made in my life, and I'm never going to be the same again. So if you need some resources for that, they're available on our website at thefreedlife.com. You can, if you go to the Easter page specifically, which should be at the top, and you'll get more information about like how to build your story, how to like the selfie guide, like how to hold the camera and get the right lighting and all that fun stuff. So all of those pieces will be there. And so we really just want to encourage everybody to share their story, guys. Sharing your story this week is so important, because here's what you need to know. That 60 seconds of sharing your story could literally change somebody's life. You taking the time to just record a 60-second story of how God has just done something incredible in your heart and in your life can change someone else's life. Guys, your story matters. Your story is important. It means so much, and people need to hear it. The world is waiting to hear your story, because it's God's story. Is really the bigger picture here, because Jesus is the hero of our stories. And so just being able to tell of his faithfulness and his love and his mercy and his grace is something the world needs to hear, especially in this time. And the whole reason why we want everyone to share their stories this week specifically is because it's leading up to Easter. And listen, Easter Sunday is going to be all about giving the gospel. You sharing your story all this week is setting the people up for the gospel that we're going to give in our online service this coming Sunday. So make sure you're sharing those stories. Make sure you're getting them out there. You know what? If you don't have social media, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook, share it to your story in Facebook and Instagram. If you don't have any of those things, that's okay. I still want to encourage you to record a 60-second story and send it to us. Send it to our email. Send it to mystory@thefreedlife.com, and then we'll share it on Facebook. Or if you'll let us, if you're okay with us doing that. And if you don't want to send it to us, then at least just record it and send it to friends. Text it to family members. Just send it to whoever that you possibly can, just to let people know, guys, this is the season that's all about Jesus. And I want to point you to how he's made a difference in my life. Like, you don't have to use social media for that. You can use a text message. You can use an email. So please use that, because what you share this week will have the power to draw people into our online gathering. That's this Sunday at 10 o'clock. And like I said, the whole purpose of it, the light always goes off when I don't move around a lot. Clearly, the light doesn't know how much I move around. There we go. So the whole purpose of doing this is everybody shares their story, so that you can point people and invite people to watch and to join with us for our Easter service on Sunday morning. And that way they just get the gospel. Like what you do in sharing your story is the most important part of this week. What I get to do in sharing the gospel and talking about the salvation that Jesus offers is great. And you might think, oh, but that's way more important. But it's not as important as you sharing your story. And that's why we need everyone to share their story. So just take the time today to just carve it out right now. Just make the time, record your video in like 60 seconds. Some of them have been like a little over 60. That's totally fine. Like there's no rules to it. But 60 seconds makes it quick, makes it easy, makes it catchable for people to find. So just make sure you're sharing that. Listen, we get to live in the resurrection power of Jesus every single day. And it does us no good to hold that resurrection power to ourselves if we're not telling other people about it. So let's share our stories this week, and then just make sure at the end of your story, at the end of your text, at the end of your post, you just make sure you use the hashtag Jesus changed my life. And then if you can, if you're sharing it on social media, if you can tag it to our Facebook page, if you can tag it to our YouTube channel, if you can tag it to our website, just so people know, hey, like this is the difference that Jesus has made in my life. And I would invite you to be a part to join me for our online service on Sunday. Like doing those things goes so far. It makes a huge difference. So if you are on Facebook, we also really need you to start sharing the event. We made an event for Easter Sunday on Facebook. So if you can help us share that event and get that word out there, that'll be huge, and that'll be really helpful in just helping to spread the word as well. And then the last thing, again, if you're on Facebook, we really want to encourage you to host a watch party. If you're not on Facebook and if you're only able to tune in on YouTube, then send the link to our YouTube channel to your friends, send it to your family, send it to anybody and everybody that you can think of. Even if you're not on social media, get it out there so we can take the gospel of Jesus Christ literally to the entire world this Sunday. How awesome would that be? How great of an opportunity is this to just completely flood the entire world and flood every outlet, every email, like everything that we can with the gospel of Jesus. That's what this weekend's all about. That's what Easter is. Because guys, he's alive. He's alive. And if our lives have not been different because of that truth, then we probably shouldn't be sharing anything. But if your life has been different because Jesus is alive, then the world needs you to tell them that. The world needs you. The Bible's like Jesus said, you will be my witnesses, right? The Bible also says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. And so we encourage each other when we share our stories. Guys, your story matters. So please don't feel like your story isn't good enough. Please don't feel like your story isn't like dramatic enough, or don't fall for the trap of feeling like your story isn't worthy enough because you never deserved God's grace in the first place. Guys, none of us deserved God's grace. Like we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same, just the fact that God gave his grace to us so freely is just phenomenal. It blows our minds every single time. So host a watch party if you're on Facebook. Share the YouTube channel to your friends and families and neighbors and whoever, to point people back to Jesus, or point people to Jesus, point people to our online service on Sunday morning. So I think that's all I got. If you have any questions about any of that, you can drop comments here on the video. Or you can send us an email to info@thefreedlife.com. If you want to record your story and send it to us so that we can post it online, we would love to do that. You can send those to mystory@thefreedlife.com. And then here's basically, so here, I'm going to take all of those things and just try to like wrap them together. Are you ready? I talk real fast. So here's what I need you to do. Take like 15, 20 minutes today. Put on some worship music and then just spend some time worshiping. Just spend some time connecting to Jesus. And that can be sitting in silence or sitting there quietly while worship music is playing, just to like tune your heart. So take time to worship God today. And then after that, take about another 15 or 20 minutes and just jot down how you think you should frame your story and what are the key points. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a theology degree. You just got to share what God's done in your life. So take some time to worship, take some time to write down what the points of your story would be. Again, the resources are on our website, so it's very easy to do. So just follow that formula, and then just go ahead and record your video today. Just go ahead and do it. Just do it. Take the next, that's 20, 2020, like just take the next hour and just carve that out, and make it happen. And then the opportunity you have to share the story of Jesus, the gospel of Jesus, with the world, it changed my life. Hopefully it's changed your life, and it's someone in your life, and someone in your life and someone in your relational circle is waiting to know how Jesus changed your life, so they can see how he can change theirs. So that's what I got today, guys. I love you. I hope you have a great week. I can't wait to worship with you on Easter. I like Easter is one of the best days of the year, because it's just our reminder that Jesus is alive. He is not in that grave. He has conquered death and hell and the grave. And because he is alive, we can be alive. And that same resurrection power is in us because his spirit lives inside of us when we choose to believe in him. So I love you guys. Hope you have a great week. I will catch you later. Stay tuned here for more updates. For more things. If you're on Facebook, make sure you like our Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right here so that you can make sure you're staying in the loop on all the stuff. So love you guys. Hope you have a great week. God bless.